When the opportunity arose to document my travels to Sarkanos, Tivy, and finally Morley, I left my position as a clerk for the late estate. For the I left my position as clerk for the late Lord Estermont. Perhaps, like so many Dunwall, I suffered from being excessively cultured, but I found Morley disappointing. Over the course of this journal, I'll explain why I found the festivals of Churners to be tiresome, despite the high banners, bare feet, and red robes, while their renowned jellied ox tongue is something I'll be struggling to forget for many years to come. They'll eat the hand there, but... Oh, I don't have a pantry. Never mind. Okay, this was ill-advised. Worked out well. Oh, so they didn't actually eat the hand. Maybe it's because I jumped down. Okay. But they were more focused on me instead. Wonder if they would have... Christ. Wonder what if they would have or not. Thank you. Thank you. I swore there's more in here than that. Christ, there wasn't. I thought it was an extra item or something. Let's head on upstairs. She's still there, hiding. Basically kicks the rat, then moves just to fuck on. Doesn't actually kill it, leaving it to continue spreading. Leaving it to continue spreading contagion. Not really the best of ideas. Well, it's presumable that the rats are behind it. That's locked. I have the key now. I'm just gonna head downstairs. Oh, that's the bridge is actually intact. Oh, it's a nice painting, though a bit pixelated at this distance. Okay. There's a room somewhere here with a bed. I think this is it? No, it's not. The bed was on a different floor. Let's just leave it here. Eat. And he's still unconscious. Good. We've kind of failed a pacifist run earlier, but ultimately the pacifism thing wasn't a goal in and of itself. It was just to help facilitate a low chaos run. So, as long as people don't die, like, that's just all I'm aiming for, really. Otherwise, I'll be more bothered by, failing it. Dear Miss Benton, when cleaning my study, I ask that you constrain your efforts strictly to the floors. Please at all costs refrain from attempting to clean or rearrange my bookshelf. In fact, it would be best to keep away from it altogether. Otherwise, I'll have to reconsider the terms of your employment. Regards, Dr. Giovanni. Since I'll be out of the city for a few days, I'll leave the next week's pay as well. The bank was closed. I'm afraid it's short by half. You can count on me for the remainder of next. You can count on me for the remainder of next week. You can count on me for the remainder next week, of course. Okay. That's there. Not exactly interesting. Thank you. And... nighty-night. Over should we go? I'll deal with that at some stage. Let's head back downstairs and deposit her over here. The table's the best bet, really, because it's so less likely they'll fall right off. Right. Oh yeah, remember in System Shock 2, I was those who haven't seen it, I'm not exactly gonna know what I'm talking about. At one stage I was making reference, or two stages, I was making reference to a bit of fan art. It was something funny that I'd seen ages ago. I remember seeing it was a bit of Captain America Civil War fan art. Someone had taken the character that Cap has a crush on. Someone had been assigned to spy on Cap to keep tabs on him in an earlier thing, but they'd hit it off, and turns out she was actually the daughter or granddaughter of the girl, of the woman he actually had feelings for back during like World War II. Yeah, it was that character. Someone had taken that character and had her like popping her shirt and the treaty, just like sellotaped to her chest for him to sign. It was like way to avoid the Civil War or something. I can't remember the title of it, but I was saying that it was by a certain deviant artist. I have no idea if that's true. I vaguely remember seeing it, and I swear it's in that guy's art style, but I can't remember certain. And it's still not on his channel, on his DeviantArt page. I have checked it. I've tried to check, archives. I've checked all around, and I just can't find it. I think it's on my Mac, but that's the last. I think I saved it at one stage, but I don't have access to my Mac at present. If I want to use it, I would have to log in using my phone. I had a Google Chrome thing, and the screen isn't working, but I think it's still chugging away in its own way. So if I use my phone, I should be able to log in and find the thing. But you can't find it yourselves, is what I'm getting at. Certainly, I feel it's a bit late to be saying it, because I said the other thing earlier on in the series, and this is now after it, but I figure I'm at least said, and hopefully I can put it in the description when the System Shock 2 vid comes around, but it's unlikely I'll remember by the time it does. So, my god, I'm just coated in sweat right now. It's just bloody hot here. Damn it, I'm still getting the controls confused. Oh, cool. Another RAM. Nope. Nothing else here. For a moment I thought the paper there could be red or something, but no. Seems it's just a case of going in here. Dr. Giovanni's lab. Giovanni, the latest case should arrive within a week, containing all the components you need. Be careful with the white phosphorus. Can't have you getting posse jaw like the tanners at the edge of the city. Poor bastards. Sorry you have to practice in secret. The vivisectionist should be celebrated, revered even. Cutting a rat should be done in the town square with a crowd of eager students taking notes. That's in some dirty secret room hidden behind the wall books. Anyway, lucky for you, lucky for you to have an old friend who never left the academy. Let me know what else you need, but remember it might be a month before I can put together another shipment. Yours in knowledge, Artemis Moore, Procurement Clerk and Provisioner. Academy of Natural Philosophy, South Wing. Next time you're nearby, come in for an afternoon. We've stayed fairly insulated from the plague, since so few come and go here, and we've got quite the stock of Tivian brandy. So he's doing good work here, trying to cure the plague. So got to give it to him. Also, bull rat fetus, huh? But yeah, that note is a hint about what you've got to do. The physics. Oh, this led in here. Huh, cool. Weird. Does it just keep respawning? It fucking well does. Oh yeah, that's that. Thank you. Ooh, 2 things.
Obviously, the plague rat is distinct from the ordinary rat. But in what respect? Its size and the coarseness of its fur, and I believe in intelligence, although the experiments there are not complete. Coriander's zoological survey describes only the ordinary rat, which means plague rats have only been here for 5 or 7 years at most. This was not a gradual migration. Could they have been introduced on purpose? Perhaps by a foreign power.
Are there foreign powers? Excerpt from a series of interviews with streetwalkers by Ratcatcher Lena. Isn't that the first name of Tracer in Overwatch? Huh. So that's what you used to get up to. Used to be you'd go out with a bag, a stick with a nail on the end, catch as many rats as you could in a night. The situation paid by weight. My husband Benjamin and I worked mostly worked alone, and we got by. If we found a place where rats were real bad, sometimes we'd hire a crew of street brats to work with us. The younger ones who didn't make trouble, we'll pay them with bread and apple cider. Once the plague came, the rats were different. Bigger, meaner, a little quicker. You had to watch yourself. If you got cornered, they'll turn and swarm, and the swarm will come back at you. I barely got away with my skin a few times down in sewers. The bites hurt afterwards, but it was the sounds they made that stayed in your dreams at night. It got more dangerous, and the city watch started paying better. But it didn't last long, because after a while, too many people had been stripped clean, trying to fill up a bag. One slip and they're all over you, gnawing and trying to chew down to the bone. That's how I lost my poor Benji. Oh, I assume it's her husband, but it honestly sounds like a pet dog's name. And now I'm feeling sad because poor dog. Oh, that's nice art. And I like the sound of the rain. I always like that sound. Mine. Oh, I did read the thing earlier, and though I did nearly forget that then. Though I didn't need a second lab key. Excerpt from a natural philosopher's notes. For over a year, I've studied this cursed plague, collecting and dissecting rats by the thousands. Given their quick, rapid gestation and maturation cycle, it's possible to breed them for numerous generations. The rodents themselves seem immune to the plague, but to pass it readily between members of their own species, perhaps through mites. The blood of the rats tells its own story, allowing me to gauge the number of generations that a given group of rats have lived with the plague. As such, a nagging question remains. The rats collected in the poorest parts of town and the slums exhibit the oldest strains of the plague. While those found near the docks, where the foreign plague-bearing rats would presumably have entered the city, exhibit a younger strain of plague. Could this mean that the rats were transported to the slums in some way that is not obvious? I'll continue my research. If nothing else, I'm living proof that Sokol's elixir, Piero's remedy, are very effective at protecting against the plague if one consumes enough of this stuff. Oh, that's something. The Leviathan Sorrow. Except from its report on a treaty banned by the Rudshore Trade Council, little is known of Picotti, credited with this series of pamphlets arguing against the whaling trade. While he was gifted, his views are nonsense and threaten the economic underpinnings of the empire. 1. Enslavement. The breeding and husbanding of whales versus the hunting of wild beasts versus hunting the beasts in the wild after a natural and free life cycle. Picotti offers no solutions for where these massive and malevolent creatures might be pastured. This solution laments on the destruction of social bonds between herd members. Picotti actually uses the term families. Harmony drivel on the aesthetic wonder of what is, in reality, the great and terrible ocean that ever threatens to swallow us, including arguments on the gentle nature of the brutes, a notion refuted by seamen who return to shore wide-eyed with the tales of whale savagery. Is that after they jam harpoons in them? You know, I'll be pretty fucking wild if someone did that to me, too. Maybe the critters are wild, but that is one detail that's been left out. So it could be wild because they made them wild, which isn't really the best thing. It's like, you know, lighting someone on fire and getting pissy that they aren't quiet and sedate when they're running around freaking because they're on fucking fire. It's a bit of a poor way to judge someone. You know, it's a bit retarded, if that's the case. The disruption here, Picotti is on his weakest footing, issuing up fevered warnings in displacement or transference of natural beasts from their native inhabitant in native environments. Okay. That is a cool thing. So I can exit here. Fake book. I remember seeing some of those in the store. Like you thinking of buying, you know, a whole bookshelf's worth of them and just putting the real books inside. Galvani's secret room. Nice. Sewer capacity in the month of nets. Excerpted from an interview attached to a formal report by City Works Crew 17A. Let me read that again. Excerpt interview attached to a formal report by City Works Crew 17A. I've been asked to tell the problem, so here it is. It's been every year that we work like men gone mad during the month of nets. I don't hardly see my family. It's bad enough that the works is clogged with trash from the catch, pieces of crates and nets, but the water smells of hagfish guts too. We got to get it done before the month of rain, or you know what. It ain't like we get help from the pricks in civil engineering either. Been at this job for nigh on 28 years and never see one of them come below, except to measure will it hold when they go putting up one of their fancy new bridges. So these last 3 years have been the worst, and here's why. It's river curses moved into the works. I hear a man ahead yell and scream like he's burning up, and we all climb off fast. No other choice. That sucks. Like seriously, they presumably leave that guy to die. You know, they don't really have any other choice, as he says. If he's burning up, doesn't sound like something they can really, you know, swing out with a hammer. You know. Christ, that's grim. I will not be gathering the rat guts. No point. Spin the globe. So here's another bit of this. So, yeah, another bit of the world. I do believe I am done here. Can I just close it again? Just that. Just move away. I appear to be done here. Though I can give it a quick run around. I have little interest in those. No use to me. Don't see anything else. Yeah, I think I've actually gotten everything, despite my little flub up earlier. So that's something. They're still here. I love birds. Oh, wait. Stay in the offices. Okay. What was that? Watch lower guard. City watch guard. Go back here. Alright. Still... Actually, wait. I have 2 darts. I do believe there's some more darts that I didn't gather. And they're back this way. Let's see. Any here? No. I will still be going into the distillery, even though I said I won't be killing the guys. We'll still be going in there. So there's something over there, not sure what. Shut the door, no peeking. Sure. Can actually watch. Well, we could if there's something happening.